I think that a topic that frankly isn't given enough importance or talked about frequently is self-care. The attitude a lot of times in the military is largely based on other people letting you know what it is you have to do, scheduling your dental appointments for you, and you have to be at formation at this time, and if you don't wake up, someone's going to wake you up. These things are not done in isolation, and so you get out of the military and all of a sudden you've made the decision to go to school. No one is going to wake you up if you sleep through your alarm, and that's on you. And no one's going to schedule your dental appointments. No one's going to force you to work out, or to remember to eat, or to shower, or to eat well, or to find time to do something that is really important to you that has nothing to do with school. And so, we kind of, especially, combat arms, the saying of weapon gear self, right? And so that's the order of priorities. And probably a little cheesy, but, in school, that order changes, or thinking of your mind as your weapon if you want. And so your weapon is not going to be functioning optimally if you're not taking care of it. And that means getting 6 to 8 hours of sleep every single night, being on a healthy schedule, not losing an entire weekend to some crazy hangover and then not doing your homework and playing catch up and being stressed out and then, oh, I forgot to schedule that dental appointment. Really making sure to take the time to remember that you have to be an adult now and you're in charge of you. And that doesn't necessarily mean that you're not doing well as a student, or just trying to power through it and not admitting that you can't do something well. It's finding those times to really sit with it, figure out what it is that you want to be doing. What is your goal for doing this? Why are you at school? Distilling that, finding that thing that allows you to keep everything else in perspective. There's always going to be little day-to-day problems that come up, but they seem a whole lot bigger if you don't have that larger thing you're working towards. Probably most people in the military, I would say, are wired to need a mission. I know it's true for me and for a lot of my friends. And so I find that if there's that larger mission that I'm working towards, again, it gives me that go, no go filter, keeping things in perspective. The little day-to-day problems are little day-to-day problems. But again, if there's nothing out there that you're working towards, those things seem much larger. And so they're a lot more overwhelming. And then it's a lot easier to kind of, well, I'm in a bad mood, so I don't need to go to class, and things just fall apart. And so part of that really important self-care, again, is figuring out for yourself and not having it be told to you is, what is my mission? What is it that I'm working towards? Why are these things important to me? And then, the smaller strategies in the day-to-day of making time to work out, or to meditate, or to take a nap, whatever it is, read fan fiction, doesn't matter, whatever it is to you that really, kind of, you can just zone out and not be thinking about school and let your brain rest and feel like you're doing something for you at least a little bit every day or a few times a week, even getting a beer with a friend, whatever it is, and finding those things and really making sure that that's in your schedule, because it's so easy to let it all pile up and, well, I'm not as important, I can put that aside because school or whatever it is. And so you're not going to do well if you're not taking care of yourself. And so that has to happen. And I feel like a lot of people forget that pretty easily. And so forcing yourself to make sure that you are a priority, and that's not a selfish thing. That's something that that's how this needs to happen. It's very different from the military, and where you don't matter, the guy to your left and your right matters, to now you matter. And so learning that, understanding that, sitting with it, and really figuring out how to engage with that in a meaningful way.